Are you interested in an exciting career with great benefits? Medley Pharmacy is hiring in Ogden, Utah for call center representatives and pharmacy technicians. Be a part of the fastest growing digital pharmacy in the U.S. that's looking to change the healthcare industry as we know it. Jobs with Medley have great advantages like a 401k, paid time off, gym reimbursements, and even medical, dental, and vision insurance. Candidates of all backgrounds will be considered. For more information, visit medley.com/careers today. That's medley.com/careers. Don't miss BYU Spectacular, October 7th and 8th, featuring Tony Award-winning Broadway star Brian Stokes Mitchell and more. Tickets on sale at BYUtickets.com. BYUtickets.com.
Good morning. KSL News Time is now 6 o'clock. Today is Monday. It's the 9th of August. This is Utah's Morning News. I'm Tim Hughes.
And I'm Amanda Dixon. Right now, downtown, smoky skies and 70 degrees.
Construction has northbound 15 backed up in Layton. I'm Andy Farnsworth.
Our top story this hour, it was a deadly weekend on Utah's roads with 6 people losing their lives.
The crash happened because of everything from drunk driving to speeding. KSL News Radio's Mary Richards begins our live team coverage. Mary?
And Amanda, let's run through some of those crashes. For example, 2 cars crashed in Spanish Fork Canyon when a car crossed into the other lane. 2 people died there. Then on I-84, a motorcyclist was unable to make a turn and went off the road and was killed. In southern Utah, a car drove off the road after making a sharp turn. Also nearby there over the weekend, a driver couldn't avoid another crash and rear-ended a semi-truck. Troopers say the first driver had fallen asleep at the wheel. And in Salt Lake City, they say a drunk driver going the wrong way on I-15 hit another car, killed someone. Troopers plan to talk about all these tragedies today and talking about how to stay safe on Utah's roads. Live, Mary Richards, KSL News Radio.
One of those deadly crashes this weekend involved a woman who had just been married. She was still in her wedding dress. KSL News Radio's Mark Jackson continues our team coverage.
She is 26-year-old Angelica Jimenez, killed after a head-on crash involving a suspect who troopers say was drunk. 36-year-old Manauta Gonzalez-Rea faces multiple charges, including automobile homicide. UHP tells us some members of the victim's family were driving nearby as all were headed home from wedding festivities.
Officials are still investigating an Ogden apartment building which went up in flames in June, and now they're offering $5,000 to anyone with information leading to an arrest. KSL News Radio's Heather Kelly has details. Heather?
Amanda, a 40-unit apartment, which was under construction, 3 houses, and a car rental business burned to the ground on June 28th. Authorities know arson is the reason for the fire, but don't know who set it. The Ogden Standard-Examiner reports the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Explosives, along with the Ogden Police and Fire Departments, are teaming up to give the $5,000 reward. A news release issued this weekend says the fire caused $3 million in damages, and they need help identifying who started it. One woman was taken into custody on the day of the fire, but officials say they didn't have enough evidence to hold her. Live, Heather Kelly, KSL News Radio.
COVID-19 vaccines are changing how school districts will quarantine kids who are exposed to the virus. KSL News Radio's Paul Nelson has details.
The guidance is coming from the Utah Department of Health, and the COVID-19 vaccine has changed when a child will be told to be quarantined. This year, if a child was exposed to somebody with COVID-19, they can stay in school if one of 4 things have happened. Either they're fully vaccinated, they were wearing an N95 mask if both they and the infected child were wearing masks, or if the child had COVID-19 in the last 90 days and recovered.
If a school reaches a certain number of infected kids, students will have to be tested to return to class.
The Utah Department of Health is tracking breakthrough cases of COVID-19. That means people who've been vaccinated but get sick anyway. Charla Haley with the Health Department says those cases represent a very small fraction of the total.
The vaccine does work. It's very effective. It's just not 100% effective. And it also is a lot better for you than getting sick with COVID.
There have been about 5,500 breakthrough cases so far, and 19 of those people have died. That compares to 438,000 total cases and just under 2,500 deaths since the pandemic began.
KSL's top national stories this hour. A plea for federal help in Texas as hospitals in Houston deal with a large surge of COVID-19 patients.
We're in an internal disaster across the entire medical system.
Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee is calling on Governor Greg Abbott to request federal aid.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's top aide, Melissa DeRosa, has resigned.
Her resignation comes less than a week after New York's Attorney General concluded, quote, Cuomo sexually harassed 11 women. And now the woman described in the report as Executive Assistant Number 1, Brittany Camiso, is speaking publicly.
ABC's Megan Trevisian reporting.
A Nebraska man is breathing a sigh of relief after he nearly drowned in an elevator during a flash flood.
Tony Liu and his friends got into an elevator in Omaha. As the elevator reached the ground floor, water started rushing in.
Water started coming in through vents, and then I just think it was going to go up to my ankles.
But the water kept rising. Liu and his friends tried to pry the doors open.
Once I got down to start trying to open the door, then it was to my neck.
Liu's friends calling 911, while Liu called his roommates.
And I was like, hey, you need to come down. I could be dying right now.
Those roommates then coming to the rescue, helping Liu and his friends pry open the door. The water so high, they had to swim out.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert reporting.